Egomilau Aglika que Elinica. I am American.
Y en inglés y español, I am American.
Je parle français, anglais et espagnol. I am American.
我讲中文和英文，I'm American.
En English, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, I'm American.
Ini Inglesnya, ina Amarinya, ina Ganawa. I'm American.
This is America, a country full of diversity and culture, and we are still growing. In the survey that I conducted for this class, when asked how many languages you believed were spoken in the United States, many of you said between 10 and 20, some said between 50 and 80. According to an article written by Jamie Reen in The Gadling, there are 311 different languages spoken in the United States. There are 14 million households in the United States where English is not the primary language. Why is it then that most schools in America do not embrace the growing diversity in our country? Why do we primarily teach the English language to young students? This choice is not helping them, it is limiting them. As an aspiring bilingual educator, this concerns me. The state departments and boards of education must implement and require bilingual education in the curriculum of all students beginning at the elementary level in order to allow them to mentally reap the benefits and to better prepare them for the culturally diverse nation we live in. Today I'm going to describe the benefits that come from learning more than one language at an early age and how this knowledge can benefit us in the future, in the classroom, and in the world. The incorporation of a second language early in the development of a child enhances cognitive development. Learning a second language early on is beneficial to the young student's brain on so many different levels. There are many myths about the brain that were believed in the past, such as the myth of the monolingual brain. This is the belief that our brain, as a young child, can only learn one language at a time. And if we try to teach a young child more than one language, then they will become confused and they will confuse the two languages and they will not be able to tell the difference between the two of them. And this is actually the complete opposite of what is true. Our brains have amazing capabilities, and given the opportunity, our brains can not only learn multiple languages, but we can also master them. According to the Foundation for Child Development, recent research suggests that the development of two languages benefits the brain through the development of greater brain tissue density in areas related to language, memory, and attention. Longitudinal studies by Harvard University confirm that learning additional languages increases critical thinking skills, creativity, and flexibility of the mind in young children. As if these benefits weren't enough, according to The Telegraph, students who learn a foreign language at an early age outscore their non-foreign language learning peers in verbal and math standardized tests. This confirms the fact that learning another language is not a linguistic ability, but a cognitive one. Given the benefits mentioned, why are we holding young students back from reaching their great potential? Why are we limiting them? After the age of puberty, it is more difficult for our brains to fully learn and embrace a new language. Time is very important, and our education system is bypassing a large window of opportunity in the development and education of our young students, aka our future world leaders. Our brains develop rapidly as children, and the phrase, "they're like sponges," rings true for many children. However, around the time of puberty, many changes take place, both mentally and physically. According to Pandora.edu, a change in the structure of the brain that occurs at puberty reduces language learning ability. A person before puberty acquires language naturally, while the same person after puberty must learn the language with great effort that yields less than perfect results. In the survey that I conducted for this class, many of you said that you did not know a second language. Many of you took a foreign language in high school but don't remember much from the class. Wouldn't you say that had you been taught a second language beginning in elementary, that it would be a part of your daily conversation? And if not that, knowledge that you would never forget, imprinted in your brain, available for use whenever you need it? The Board of Education is not giving this option to young students. They are being deprived and cheated. Foreign languages are normally required in secondary level education, but it does not leave a permanent understanding in the mind of a teenager, nor does it leave a desire in them to want to learn more. The American education system has the opportunity at any point in time to change this. Why not now? Now that I've explained how the incorporation of a second language early in the development of a child can enhance cognitive abilities, I will describe how learning more than one language equips young students for success. Children who learn a second language at an early age are better prepared and equipped to live in a global society. America's diversity grows yearly, and our students' education should be a reflection of this. Learning a second language early in life inadvertently provides young students with necessary life skills. The ability to communicate with others, though seemingly insignificant, is a very important part of being an American. The misled belief that living in America means you should only speak English is a limited mindset and does not fully embrace the beautiful cultures that inhabit our nation. Young minds must be brought up to appreciate these cultures because diversity is what this nation was built upon. According to an article in World Languages and Cultures on vistawide.com, in reference to the benefits of learning a second language at a young age, it states, "It leads to the acquisition of some important life skills. Because language learners learn to deal with unfamiliar cultural ideas, they are much better equipped to adapt and cope in a fast-changing world." As a future educator, my goal is not just to get a student to learn the subject matter at hand, but also to prepare them for life in an indirect way. Learning a second language at an early age and continuing this teaching throughout a young student's life will prepare them to live with a broad perspective on their future. This will ultimately lead them to success. Foreign language knowledge creates a level of career mobility and success. In the country that we inhabit and the highly competitive job market that we encounter, young minds should be prepared to choose their profession and be successful at it. Acquiring the proper language skills and knowledge will create a world of opportunity for our students. According to iseek.org, in today's global economy, the ability to communicate is key, and as more companies expand internationally, the ability to communicate in another language has become a significant advantage in the workforce. Our future leaders should not have to wait until high school to acquire these concepts, after their brain structure has changed, while they're at a point where their mind is cluttered with teenage worry. To gain an edge later in life, they should not have to purchase Rosetta Stone to learn another language. This competence should be provided by our education system at an early age. We are depriving students of a better future and allowing other countries an advantage over us because they do incorporate other languages into their curriculum. According to an article on Forbes.com, U.S. Secretary of Education Arne Duncan declared in 2010, Americans need to read, speak, and understand other languages. Unfortunately, only 18% of Americans report seeking a language other than English, while 53% of Europeans can converse in a second language. This is such an overlooked aspect of American education and must be brought to the forefront of the foundation that young students truly need. We have discussed how the incorporation of a second language beginning in elementary school would not only increase cognitive ability, but will also better prepare students to be successful in the diverse nation that we live in. In the survey that I conducted for this class, I asked you if you felt that it was important to know more than one language, and most of you said yes. And I also asked you what age you felt was appropriate for your children to learn another language. And most of you said very young ages, between 1 and 4, 5, elementary school. So I ask you to think for a moment about your child and who they will become in the future. Imagine your child fully immersed in their own culture, but in addition to that, another culture as well. Your child will become a highly intelligent, culturally diverse success simply due to the implementation of a foreign language at the elementary level. Potentially a teacher, a doctor, a philanthropist, President of the United States. But we must prepare them and give them every tool they need to be successful. The implementation and requirement of bilingual education is necessary to make this happen. And in my research, I came across this quote that I really liked. There's a difference between cultures. Of course there is, but it is much less obvious with younger generations and much less important when people are bilingual or educated. The them and us no longer applies. It is having not just awareness about different cultures, but also about the way we speak. And that's by John Twitchen. Thank you.